Hello students, welcome back to our Science and Technology digital class. Let's begin with our next part of our lesson. Students, we have already started with lesson number 9, Environmental Management. Let's begin with the next part of the lesson. So till now we have learnt about weather and climate, its definition, difference between weather and climate, importance of weather in the living world, meteorology, Indian Meteorological Department, monsoon models and climate predictions and other climatic models. Just begin with the next part of the lesson. Students, can you recall what is pollution? Yes, contamination of soil, water, or the atmosphere by the discharge of harmful substances, undesirable changes in the air, water, and land is called as pollution. All this part you have already learnt in your previous standard. So, basically, there are three main types of pollutions: air pollution, soil pollution, and water pollution. In which different ways do our surroundings get polluted? Our surroundings get polluted by various activities such as household activities, factories, agriculture, transport, and so on. So, what is waste? By various household activities, factories, agriculture, and transport, the solid waste get generated. So, what is solid waste? Solid waste are all the waste arising from human and animal activities that are normally solid and that are discarded as useless or unwanted. Solid waste may consist of organic and inorganic waste materials such as product packaging, glass clippings, furniture, clothing, bottles, kitchen refuse, paper, appliances, paint cans, batteries, etc. So all such types of waste we all every day throw in the dustbins. Just observe here the picture. In the first picture, all the garbage is there on the road, and so it is looking all shabby and mess. But in the second picture, after cleaning the road, it looks tidy. Our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi has already started Mission Swachh Bharat to keep our India clean. He has encouraged and appealed the citizens to keep our country clean and beautiful. Our Lonavala Municipal Council has got third prize in Swachh Sarvekshan 2020 all over the India. So it is our everybody's duty to keep our city clean and beautiful and give our participation for that. The solid waste which is generated may be of various types. What are they? Just refer the chart which is given on page number 101. So the waste which is get collected may be of various types such as domestic waste, that is household waste, industrial waste, hazardous waste, that is the waste which may be dangerous or explosive, farm or garden waste, electronic waste, the old computers, old mobiles, keyboards, all will come as electronic waste. Biomedical waste, the waste which is collected in the hospitals. Urban waste in the cities. Radioactive waste in the nuclear reactors, the waste which get collected. And mining waste. So all these are various types of waste. Just mark the chart which is given on page number 101. The waste which is generated should always get separated into two categories. They are biodegradable or wet waste and non-biodegradable or dry waste. Just observe here the picture. Which waste can be separated as biodegradable and non-biodegradable? So in our houses also, we are keeping the garbage separately as dry garbage in blue dustbins and wet garbage in green dustbins. Now, the waste which gets collected should get properly disposed of. If it is not disposed of, there must be some harmful effects of solid waste. Just refer the diagram which is given on page number 102, figure 9.4. So these are the various effects of waste on our surrounding. Effect on biodiversity, bad odor of waste, production of toxic gases, degradation of natural beauty, air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and spreading of diseases. So all these are harmful effects of waste. Necessity of solid waste management. Now why we should properly manage the solid waste? What are the reasons? For preventing environmental pollution and to keep the surrounding clean. For energy as well as fertilizer production and through that to generate work and employment opportunities. To reduce the strain on natural resources through treatment of solid waste. To improve the health and quality of life and to maintain environmental balance. So just mark all these points which are given on page number 102. Write them in notebook also. Solid waste management. The waste which is generated should get properly disposed of as recycling or composting. Just refer the diagram which is given on page number 102, figure 9.5. So, the waste which is collected should get scientifically recycled. Scientifically and eco-friendly waste management. It is the need of the hour to implement solid waste management practices to avoid the possible problems due to solid waste generated from urban and industrial areas and to maintain a clean environment. For this purpose, we should implement measures like decreasing the efficiency of production processes so that minimum waste will be generated, reducing garbage production by recycling and reuse of waste materials. There are 7 principles of solid waste management. They are reuse, refuse, recycle, rethink, reduce, research, and regulation and public awareness. All these 7 principles of solid waste management are also given on page number 103. Just mark them and write them all in your notebook. Now students, think about it. Some habits are there with us. They are that are we really following all the 3 R mantras, that is reduce, recycle and reuse, then throwing plastic wrappers properly in the dustbins, then avoiding the use of plastic bags, using both the sides of paper for writing, avoiding use of tissue paper and preferring to use one own handkerchief, then using rechargeable batteries, then avoiding use and throw type of articles like pens, canned cold drinks, tetra packs. Are we really doing all these things? to avoid the collection of garbage. America is the largest producer of electricity from solid waste. Japan has developed the projects of production of threads, paper, and other useful materials from banana peelings. So, just find out such projects in our region also. Which waste management process are used in our city? Just find it out. Now, students, all of you know that in our Lonavala, we are having the landfill in Varsoli. There, they are collecting the garbage separately as dry and wet garbage, and from wet garbage, the electricity is generated over there. Now, just refer this table, which is showing the period required for degradation of waste. Means how much time is required for each waste material to decompose. Banana peelings 3 to 4 weeks, cloth bags 1 month, rags 5 months, woolen socks 1 year, wood 10 to 15 years, leather shoes 40 to 50 years, tin cans 50 to 100 years, aluminium cans 200 to 250 years, certain plastic bags 10 lakh years, and thermocol infinite duration. And so we have to avoid the materials which are having long degradation period. So we have to avoid plastic as well as thermocol. Now, methods of storing solid wastes. Just observe the picture over here. The non-biodegradable waste which is collected should get separated properly. Then only its proper recycling can be done. So, whatever the waste is there, we have to keep it separately. Now, just observe the picture over here. Various natural disasters like lightning, floods, fire, and man-made disasters like accidents, bomb explosion, chemical accidents in industries, stampedes, in mass gatherings, riots, etc. occur around us from time to time. All such disasters cause large-scale damage to life and property. Now, students, what is meant by disaster and what are their types? You have already learnt in your previous standards. Now, just observe the picture over here. We all have experienced this Nisarga cyclone on 3rd June of this year. That is 3rd June 2020, which was also a natural disaster. So, the disaster is a sudden event which may cause severe destruction to the property and huge loss of life. Disaster management, that to avoid the huge loss of life as well as damage to the property, we can do some management, and which is known as disaster management. Just refer your textbook page number 105, the box which is given over here. So disaster management is action implemented through proper planning, organized activity and coordination. It includes prevention of losses and danger, improving tolerances, providing relief from disaster, minimizing the intensity and extent of harm, preparation to face the disaster, then immediate action in the disaster situation, assessment of damages and intensity of the disaster, arranging for rescue work and help, and rehabilitation and rebuilding. Now students, when this year the Nisarga cyclone arrived on 3rd June, before that cyclone only, many people were migrated to some safer places who were living in the coastal areas. So we have avoided the loss of human life. Now what is meant by first aid? So first aid is the immediate help which is given to the people who have got into the accident. So the emergency help which can prevent the loss of life. So the main objective of first aid is prevention of death, preventing the deterioration of health and starting the process of rehabilitation. And hence it is important to know about the emergency measures or first aid practices to be followed. Now just observe here the picture ABC. That is, A is for airway, that if the person is not getting the breathing properly, then we should give him the passage for airway. B is for breathing and C is for circulation. So if any person has been fainted suddenly, we can give such immediate help to that person. So what is meant by A? Airway. If the victim has difficulty in breathing, the head should be held in a backward sloping position or the chin should be raised so that the respiratory passage remains open. B is for breathing. If breathing has stopped, the victim should be given artificial ventilation by mouth to mouth resuscitation. Third, C is for circulation. If the victim is unconscious, then after giving mouth to mouth respiration twice, the heart should be pressed down hard by pressing the chest with both the palms. These two actions should be repeated alternately about 15 times. This is called as cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. It helps to bring the circulation back to normal. So students, if any person just get fainted like this, we have to help that person in this way, that is A, B, C. Now just observe here the picture. It shows some minor injuries which we get in our day-to-day life. So what first aid should be given during all this? The first picture is showing bleeding. If the victim is injured and bleeding through the wound, then the wound should be covered with an antiseptic pad and pressure must be applied on it for 5 minutes with either thumb or palm. The second picture is showing fractures. Fractures, and if any bone is fractured, it is essential that the fractured part be immobilized, that is, not to move that part. It can be done with the help of any available wooden rods, batons or rulers. If there is an impact on the back or vertebral column, the patient should be kept immobile on a firm stretcher. So, if any person got the fracture, we have not to move his fractured part and we have to give him a wooden support for that fractured part, and that is only shown in this picture. Now the third picture is showing the burns. If victim have burn injuries, it is beneficial to hold the injured part under clean and cold flowing water for at least 10 minutes. So all these first aids we have to follow in our day-to-day life for minor injuries. So first aid can prevent the further loss of the body. Now just observe here the picture which is showing the RICE technique. RICE. R is for rest, I is for ice, C is for compress and E is for elevate. For injuries like sprains, twisting, the RICE remedy should be applied. R, that is rest, allow the victim to sit in a relaxed position. I, that is ice, apply an ice pack to the injured part. C is for compression. After the ice pack treatment, the injured part should be massaged gently. And E is for elevate. The injured part should be kept in a raised or elevated position. So mark all these things on page number 106, the yellow color box which is given over there. Now just observe this picture which is also shown on your page number 106. How to transport the victims or patients. Now if any person has been injured, then then there are some methods to follow so that that victim or that patient should not get some more pains. So what are the methods? The first one is cradle method, then the human crutch method, carrying on four-hand chair, carrying piggyback, pulling or lifting method, carrying on two-hand chair, and stretcher. So students, you might have learned such methods in your Scout Guide program. So we have finished our lesson over here. So just have a quick recap what we have learned today. We have learned about solid waste management, types of waste, separation of waste, principles of solid waste management, that is 7 R's, disaster management, basic principles of first aid, A, B, C, and how to transport victims or patients. So read the lesson thoroughly, mark the important points, write all the important points from the video. Thank you.